Okay, now this is a very similar type of equation, except they don't give you the model. But since this is the equation of a parabola, you could just use like the standard form of a quadratic. So like y equals ax squared plus bx plus c. All right, we don't want to use this form, vertex form, simply because we don't know which of these points is the vertex, or if any of these points are the vertex. So we just have to plug in like 1 comma 3, 2 comma 2, and 3 comma negative 3 and see if, and then solve that system. Okay, so get a little more savvy with pausing this so not waste your time. But I color coordinated this so you see what the 3 different equations would look like if you plug in those 3 points. All right, and then you would just solve that system. Now this is something that you could do by hand because the numbers are relatively easy to work with. You could that's just a 1, that's just a 4, and that's just a 9. And then you have, a system of linear equations. All right, you can also type it in the calculator and have the calculator solve it if you have that available to you. Okay, when I type those numbers in the calculator, I get that A is -2, and B is 5, and C is 0. So let's see if that makes sense. So if I graph that, okay, so it would be, what was it, A is 2, or -2, and B is 0. B is 5, so it would be -2x squared plus 5x, and then just plus 0, which you don't even need to write. Alright, and we have this parabola, and if we were to trace it, alright, we could see that, alright, when x is 1, when x is 1, y is 3, when x is 2, y is 2, and when x is 3, y is -3. So we succeeded. Alright, and since like the general form of a quadratic has 3 variables, a, b, and c, you need 3 points to find the equation of a parabola. So only 3 points you could find the equation of a parabola. So if you think about that, I'm going to make a baseball connection here. If like a player hits a ball and you wanted to, if you ever watched a baseball game and a player hits a ball, the trajectory of the ball is going to be a parabola. Right? So oftentimes you see on a baseball game they'll tell you how far the ball was hit. So like where the ball would hit the ground, the distance from home plate, from where it was hit. Well, the way they do that is they have sensors and they take a quick snapshot of the ball at 3 different points. So like, at when it's, 100 feet from home plate, it has a height of like 50, and when it's 200 feet from home plate, it has a height of 100, and when it's 250 feet from home plate, it has a height of 70, and then those 3 points get plugged into a computer program calculator, and it finds the equation of the parabola, and then they can solve and see when it hits the ground, and they could see how far it was from home plate when it hit the ground, thus the distance of the ball. All right, so and all it would need is to know the position of the ball at 3 different points.